Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. Student, from the last video, we have started the first chapter of history, that is the rise of the nationalism in Europe. There we have discussed that whatever the map right now we are seeing of the world, we have different countries you can see on the map. But during the 19th century and you can say during the 1830s, the map of the world is not thus like the same, whatever is present with us right now. So we have discussed few things in the last video, like how the feeling of the nationalism, and you can say the abstract idea of the nationalism, it came in Europe, where we have discussed the definition of the nationalism. And we have already discussed a print which is prepared by Frederick Sorio in 1848, where he visualized his dream, and you can say he presents his dream that the world must be a democratic country. He wants that the world have some nation states, not multi-dynasties. तो ये सब कुछ जो था हमने फर्स्ट चैप्टर में डिस्कस किया था, मींस फर्स्ट पार्ट में डिस्कस किया था. Now here we will discuss the other part of the chapter, and first of all we will discuss about the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. It's a very most important thing, and my dear student, we have just only 2 or 3 pages things in your book, but the entire way, या आप कह सकते हो कि इसके अंदर आता है, तो you have to learn that thing in a very careful manner. You have to learn that thing in a very careful manner. Okay. Now, students, now we will discuss the French Revolution and the idea of the nationalism. So here the first basic question arises for you, that the rise of the nationalism in Europe, the first clear-cut expression, it was shown during the first time in French Revolution, and which was occurred, you can say, in 1789. You have it 1 marks question, when the first clear-cut expression of nationalism in Europe came. The answer of it it will be that the French Revolution in 1789. Okay, before the French Revolution, if we think about France, it was a territorial state. Territorial state, it means that there was a monarchy in France. Means before the 1789, it means before the French Revolution, if we think about the France, it was a territorial state, means there is absolute monarchy here. If we think about absolute word, it means the whole power, it is concentrated only in the one hand. It means the whole power, it is in the hand of the ruler, the emperor of the, you can say, France. And at the time of the French Revolution, Louis XVI, the ruler of the the person of the Bourbon dynasty, he was the ruler of the France at that time. Okay, due to some factors, there was a French Revolution in 1789, and due to it, अगर हम बात करते हैं, जो फ्रांस था, it became a constitutional monarchy, and after that it became a totally republic country. So the French Revolution brought the concept of nation and the nationalism in France. And the main aim of it was to form a nation where there will be a united community enjoying equal right under our constitution. It means जो basic aim था French Revolution का वो ये था कि जो फ्रांस है, it must be a nation state. ये एक नेशन स्टेट बनना चाहिए जहां पर हर एक सिटीजन को इक्वल राइट प्रोवाइड किए जाए, जहां पर एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हो और उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अकॉर्डिंग सभी को अधिकार मिले. So this is the basic main aim of the French Revolution, and for this French revolutionaries, they introduced different steps and practices that could create a sense of collective belongingness, and you can say that a sense of the collective identity among the French citizen. And some of the steps taken by the revolutionaries are as follows. Listen very carefully. अब जब फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन हुई थी, अगर हम उससे पहले फ्रांस की स्थिति को देखते हैं, तो बिफोर द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन, फ्रांस वाज, यू कैन से, France was a territorial state, and you can say that it has monarchy. and you can say that there are some basic facilities it was given to the noble people, and you can say it was given to the first state and the second state. And the basic thing is that they were exempted to pay the tax. This was the basic thing, and due to this thing, the third state they started a revolution, and due to this thing, they wanted that the France must be you can say a rule, and you can say a form of government in which the citizen have equal right, and who would be the ruler of the France, it was decided by the, you can say, citizen of the country. इसके लिए उन्होंने क्या किया, कलेक्टिव आइडेंटिटी क्रिएट करने के लिए फ्रांस में डिफरेंट टाइप की एक्टिविटीज की. वो डिफरेंट टाइप की एक्टिविटीज क्या थी उनको देखते हैं. सो सम ऑफ द मेजर्स taken by the revolutionary are as follows, which created the collective identity. This is the basic question. फ्रांस के अंदर कलेक्टिव आइडेंटिफिकेशन क्रिएट करने के लिए रेवोल्यूशनरीज ने क्या क्या स्टेप उठाए उनको हमें बताना है. If you think about these things, first of all, the royal flag, it was replaced by a new tricolor flag. Listen, student, the first basic thing it was done that the royal flag it was replaced, और उसकी जगह पर एक नया ट्राइकलर फ्लैग जो था वो लाया गया. Next thing, the State General. At that time, it was the Parliament of the France. The State General, it was elected by the body of the active citizen. Note down. Here, I want to tell you active citizen. And if we think about the 1791 Constitution of France, only the member of the wealthy person, only male member of the wealthy person, they were the active person, and all poor, and you can say that all women, they were passive citizen. Here, the State General, it was elected by the body of the active citizen. It means the wealthy person, it means the rich person of the rich male person, male member of the France, you can say that they were the active citizen, and they have chosen the State General, and it was renamed as a National Assembly. Before French Revolution, the name of it was a State General. Now it was renamed as a National Assembly. This was the second step, you can say that. The next one is that new hymns were composed, oaths were taken, and even the martyrs, the commemorated, and you can say all in the name of the nation. We can say that कि उन्होंने नए जो songs थे वो compose किए, जैसे हमारा national song है वंदे मातरम, and if you think about the national anthem, it's you can say जन गण मन. तो इसी प्रकार से वहां पर न्यू हिम्स जो थे दे वर कंपोज्ड, एंड शपथ ली गई, और देश के नाम पर जिन्होंने अपना बलिदान दिया उनके आधार पे कि फ्रांस के अंदर वो कुछ आप कह सकते हो रिफॉर्म्स लेके आएंगे, इन सब चीजों का काम किया गया. नेक्स्ट मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग दैट अ सेंट्रलाइज्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम वाज पुट इन प्लेस. एक सेंट्रलाइज्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम बनाया गया, एंड इवन यूनिफॉर्म लॉज फॉर ऑल द सिटीजन दे वर फॉर्मुलेटेड. इफ यू थिंक अबाउट बिफोर द रेवोल्यूशन, there was not uniformity in laws, like exemption of the taxes. It is not a uniformity law, because first and second state they were exempted to pay any tax. Only the third state they would have to pay all the taxes. So there were, you can say, uniform laws for all the citizens. These were formulated, you can say. Now internal custom duties and dues were abolished. This is most important thing. और ये एक सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग था जो कि मिडिल क्लास जो पर्सन थे, बिकॉज दे वर द मर्चेंट एंड ट्रेडर्स, और जो ये इंटरनल ड्यूटीज एंड कस्टम ड्यूटीज और ड्यूज थे, मींस जो इंटरनल टैक्सेस थे, वो हमेशा उनको व्यापार करने में मुश्किल लाते थे. ओके, सो सबसे पहले क्या हुआ, इंटरनल ड्यूटीज एंड यू कैन से ऑल द ड्यूज दे वर अबोलिश्ड. हर एक चीज अबोलिश कर दी गई, हर एक चीज को खत्म कर दिया गया. एंड इवन यूनिफॉर्म सिस्टम ऑफ वेट एंड मेजर्स was adopted. At that time, there was a problem that the whole European society, it was divided into different dynastic group. में छोटे छोटे princely state में divided था, and every princely state has its own weight unit, and you can say measurement unit, and even currency also. So the flow of goods and you can say the activity of the traders, it was interrupted. उसमें हमेशा प्रभाव पड़ता था। इसीलिए क्या किया गया, फ्रांस के अंदर यूनिफॉर्म सिस्टम ऑफ वेट एंड मेजर अडॉप्ट किया गया। एंड मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट थिंग, फ्रेंच वाज कंसिडर्ड एज अ कॉमन लैंग्वेज ऑफ द नेशन। फ्रेंच को एक कॉमन लैंग्वेज के रूप में आप कह सकते हो एक्सेप्ट किया गया। तो these were the steps which were taken by the revolutionaries to create collective identification, and you can say to create the collective belongingness to all the citizens of the country in France. तो ये कुछ ऐसे steps उठाए गए थे। But if we think about these steps, these are not only accept in only in France. The French Revolutionary made it their mission to spread the idea of the nationalism and to help the you can say European people to liberate themselves from the dictatorship. This is the most important thing. Means जब फ्रांस के अंदर फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन हुई, जो फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशनरी थे उन्होंने इसको अपना एक मिशन बना लिया कि जो हमने ये सब स्टेप उठाए हैं, फ्रांस को हमने एक रिपब्लिक कंट्री में कन्वर्ट किया है। दिस इज नॉट ओनली फॉर द फ्रांस, हम इसको ऑल ओवर यूरोप के अंदर इस्टेब्लिश करेंगे। इट मीन्स अगर मैं बात करता हूं उस वक्त यूरोप की, उस वक्त जो यूरोप था, इट इज नॉट लाइक द सेम एज इट इज राइट नाउ। जैसा आज है ऐसा नहीं था। देयर वर यू कैन से दैट मैनी मोर प्रिंसली स्टेट, जो कि छोटे छोटे राज्यों में डिवाइडेड थी, एंड ऑल द प्रिंसली स्टेट दे बिलोंग टू रॉयल फैमिली, सो दे ऑलवेज हेल्प ईच अदर एंड इवन दे आर कनेक्टेड विद द मैरिज अलायंस आल्सो। तो हमेशा वो अपने आप को एक मानते थे। बट इन द state and you can say in the country there are many people who have different ethnic compositions, like they speak different language, they follow different culture, so that's why they never feel that that country belong to us, that person belong to us. So collective belongingness ना होना, collective identity ना होना, इसी की वजह से जो ये मोनार्की थी वो उसका बेनिफिट उठाती थी, और ये अगर हम बात करते हैं इसके ऊपर अधिकार करती थी। ओके अगर मैं बात करता हूं, लिसन वेरी केयरफुली स्टूडेंट, आज जिस देश को हम जर्मनी कहते हैं, जिस देश को हम जर्मनी कहते हैं ना, वो हिस्सा जो था वो 300 छोटे छोटे प्रिंसली स्टेट में डिवाइड था। 300 छोटे छोटे प्रिंसली स्टेट में डिवाइड था, जो आज हमारा जर्मन कंट्री है। ठीक है, बट अगर उस समय की बात करता हूं तो वहां पर सोच लीजिए कि कितने प्रिंसली स्टेट थे, 300 प्रिंसली स्टेट। ओके, उस बात को हम बाद में जब जर्मन यूनिफिकेशन डिस्कस करेंगे, वी विल डिस्कस दैट थिंग एट दैट टाइम, बट राइट नाउ वी आर हियर दैट फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन। If you think about the French Revolution, this is the first step, and you can say this is the first incident by which the feeling of the nationalism first of all clear cut expressed in Europe. ये पहला स्टेप था जो कि फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन था, कि नेशनलिज्म की जो फीलिंग थी वो सबसे पहले यूरोप में पेश हुई। उसके बाद जो नेशनलिज्म की फीलिंग थी धीरे धीरे पूरे वर्ल्ड के अंदर, पूरे यूरोप के अंदर फैलने लगी। Now setting up Jacobean clubs, I think so you have studied it in the 9th standard that all the French revolutionary they started Jacobean clubs. These are the political clubs which spread awareness among the citizen that the ruler must not be have the all the power in all the power must not be concentrated in the ruler hand, और जो ये रूलर को डिवाइन पावर्स की बात की जाती है, इट इज नॉट सेम थिंग, एंड कभी भी राजा का बेटा राजा नहीं बनना चाहिए। The ruler must be that person which is elected by the citizen of the country. So इसीलिए उन्होंने क्या किया, जैकोबियन क्लब जो थे all over फ्रांस के अंदर स्टैब्लिश करने लगे। So soon the news about the French Revolution it is spread in near about all the European countries and all the European cities, you can say that. So there were many Jacobean clubs and they were being set up by the students and other members of the educated middle class, because the French Revolution it is created due to the middle class. And if we think about the middle class, they are the educated person, they are the professionals, and you can say that they are the traders and merchants. So they face a lot of problems. They said that nation is you can say natural thing, and it not be ruled by any monarch, and no monarch have any divine powers. So who would be the ruler of the country? It was decided by the, you can say, by the citizen of the country, not by the you can say by the monarch and by the church. So students and other members of the educated middle class, they began to set up different Jacobean clubs in different cities of the Europe. If we think about the Jacobians, they were those revolutionaries whose aim to establish a republic country and end the king's rule. जैकोबिन क्लब थे, these are the political clubs, and उनका मुख्य उद्देश्य क्या था? To establish a republic country. Now my dear student, I want to tell you one thing. What is a republic country? A republic country is that country whose ruler, whose head is the elected person. एक रिपब्लिक कंट्री वो कंट्री होती है जिसका हेड जो होता है वो एक इलेक्टेड पर्सन होता है. सो ड्यू टू दिस थिंग, यूएसए, देयर इज अ प्रेसिडेंट, not a prime minister, but it was a republic country because the president means the head of the state, it was elected, it is the elected person. And if we think about the Britain, England, it is a democratic country but not a republic country because the head of the state is queen, not any elected person. So the Jacobin club, it was you can say it was a political club and whose aim to establish a republic country in all over the world, and king's rule must be ended. This is the main thing. So ये एक्टिविटीज थी, जो ये कैंपेन थे इन क्लब्स के, ये ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड के अंदर फैलने लगे, मींस खासकर यूरोपियन एरियाज के अंदर. सो दे स्टार्टेड टू मूव देयर आर्मीज इनटू हॉलैंड, बेल्जियम, स्विट्जरलैंड एंड सम पार्ट ऑफ द इटली ड्यूरिंग द 1790s. एंड वेयर एवर दे गो, जहां पर भी वो गए, एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ ऑल द कंट्री दे वेलकम, उन सब ने उनका वेलकम किया. बिकॉज फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन की वजह से फ्रांस के अंदर क्या हुआ था, मोनार्की खत्म हो गई थी और वहां पर एक डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट एस्टेब्लिश हो गई थी. तो इसीलिए उन्होंने क्या सोचा कि दे आर द पर्संस हु विल गिव, यू कैन से, वो हमें बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड करेंगे इस मोनार्की को खत्म करने के लिए. ओके, नाउ my dear student, see this person in 9th standard book, you have, I think so, seen this person, and this person is very most important person because in the due to the board perspective, the question, maximum question, means whenever the first chapter is taken as a board perspective, तो इस व्यक्ति का क्वेश्चन जरूर आता है. If you think about this person, this is the Napoleon Bonaparte. This person is the Napoleon Bonaparte, and I think so you well aware about it that in 1804 Napoleon took the benefit of the instability of France, political instability of France, and he created a, you can say, dictatorship in France. He is a military commander, so he created a dictatorship in France, and from 1804 to 1815 he ruled over France. He ruled over France, and he did many reforms in 1804 in France, and it will be helpful for all the persons, and mostly it is helpful for the middle class person. So these reforms, and you can say the civil code of 1804 made by the Napoleon Bonaparte, it is very beneficial, and you can say it is very important. So we will discuss this thing in the next video, what steps and what reforms and what is the civil code of 1804 of Napoleon. We will discuss this thing in the next you can say next lecture. So my dear student, I think everything is clear to all of you. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.